AAA, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Women Panic as Their Options Dry Up. Let's get right into it.
Also, I need black girls to tap in right now because maybe it's just a location thing because I'm in California, LA area, but does it ever get better with men, or do they always only want a fucking big booty Latina? That's fine. Also,
Damn, I didn't know things were tough out here for the light-skinned girls. I'm on the East Coast. A light-skinned black girl's kind of like a Spanish girl. But then again, you never know. Okay, so I was like, what's going on here? Okay, because on one hand, women say, oh, colorism, colorism. But here, you're the same color, but men are not choosing you. And to me, she looks kind of biracial. So I went around snooping and looked at her profile. This is what I found. This is her, okay? Better lighting. Okay, yeah, to me, she looks like she could be racially ambiguous. What's the big deal? I don't know. Does she got a booty? I can't really see one. Then I found this. Now, this is the culprit. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. She's slim waist, but she got no ass. And that's going to hurt you a lot in the dating market. That's going to hurt you. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
It never fails. Every time I get excited about somebody, I'm humbled. Humbled. Knocked out of my delusional fucking state of mind. Because what the fuck? Yet again.
It's so wild. So many women are struggling with dating, even attractive women. She looks pretty attractive, right? I think she might be a Latina. I think she's a Latina, right? So what's her issue? I don't know, but when I go on TikTok, all I see is women complaining about dating. This one says she don't got an ass. This one says she don't got a man. What's the next one gonna say? I don't know, but I did find another video, and I thought this was interesting as well. Take a look.
No woman ever left a man because he's broke. She leaves when she feels disrespected, unappreciated, and unloved. Money does not keep a woman. Respect, love, and effort do. No.
Respect, love, and effort. Money don't keep a woman. A woman never left a man because he's broke. Says who? Last time I checked, the number one reason why women file for a divorce is because of money. Because a man went broke. He lost that money. And you know she's supposed to stay down with him for richer or for poorer. But she don't listen to her vibes anyway. She just says them. But it's funny to me because now she's trying to present another option. Well, it's romantic love and effort and all this other stuff. Women are looking for a perfect man. You got to have a big dick. You got to have money. You got to give effort. You know what I'm saying? She needs to feel loved. I mean, what about us? What about what we're feeling? You ever thought to yourself you might be feeling with men because we're not getting what we want either? You ever thought? Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
The longer I'm single, the more disgusted with men I get. Picked up an online order from Ulta and decided I was hungry, ran over to Jersey Mike's, brought my book, sat down, and I was eating my sandwich. This man walks in, his kid in tow, scraggly little teenager, you know, that awkward phase that all kids go through. And he orders his sandwich, he comes and he sits down, his son is still waiting on his sandwich. The guy starts eating and isn't thinking anything of it. Kid's still standing there waiting on his sandwich. Then a woman comes in, preteen in tow, and she's ordering, paying, doing something, and she says something about, I don't know, go ask your dad. Well, guess what? Dad was the man sitting down eating his sandwich while the rest of his family was still ordering and waiting on their food. The preteen was absolutely oblivious to needing to tell the employees what he wanted on his sandwich, and he was just staring at his phone. So she kept calling his name over and over, telling him, you need to come up here and tell them what you'd like on your sandwich. Dad did nothing to step in. By time Mom and the two boys get their sandwiches, Dad is done eating. And he goes and he throws away his trash, gets himself up, and heads towards the door. I don't know the details, obviously, and yes, I realize they drove separate, but he didn't even speak to his family while he ate. He didn't speak to his wife or baby mom or whoever. He didn't offer her any help with the boys and their ordering or bringing the food back to the table or anything. It will be a cold day in hell if that is ever my life again. Never.
You be lucky. He'll be a cold day in hell for everybody. Look, it seems like you're a very bitter woman and you hate men. You're a misandrist. This is misandry that's coming out your mouth. You might not even know it. You could look at a situation, you don't even know all the details of the situation, and you hate men. And you think it's our fault. Okay? And women say, don't generalize, don't generalizing. You think that this is going to happen to you, and it hasn't even happened to you. You were just people watching. We don't know what has happened. We don't know if his wife got caught cheating. We don't know what has happened. But again, whenever something goes wrong, it's a man's fault. It's the man's fault. Yeah, we heard it all the time. We hear it all the time. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
You know what's crazy? The same man that's the easiest for you to take for granted is usually the same man that is the hardest for you to replace. You know why? Because he's the one who was always consistent, the one who shows up. He's not perfect, but he was very present. He wasn't loud about his love, but he proves it in the way that he showed up for you. And you know why? That's why you stop noticing it when he pulls back. You got used to him being there, used to him forgiving you, used to him making it work every single time. So you start treating his effort like it's not worth it. And you know what happens? One day, he finally gets tired, because the truth is, anyone will get tired. And you know what happens? The day that he stops calling, the day that he stops checking in, the day that he stops fighting for you, that's when it hits you that that man you thought would always be there, he wasn't weak. He was willing. He loved you, and you mistook his willingness for weakness. You see, real men don't always announce when they're done. But trust me, when they're done, they're done. They just leave silently, and when they go, they take peace with them. Stability, loyalty, and trust me, you will miss that. So if you've got a good man, don't take him for granted. Listen, because once he's gone, you won't find another like him. I promise you that. You know what?
I love this. I love this. So many women got to hear this, and this is a lady who wrote a book. Ladies, you got to tune in. Tap into this lady, okay? Her screen name is men_healing_room. Heal yourself. Heal yourself. You guys are traumatized. That last woman on the last slide, traumatized. Now, this is something I'm going to say, and I'm going to steal it from her. I am easy to take for granted, but hard to replace. Guys, you might want to put this on your dating app. Easy to take for granted, but hard to replace. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe in that. I believe in that. That's exactly something that describes me. And the fact about it matter is that women get so used to us being there that they think that, oh, yeah, we'll always be there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. You never think to yourself that we're going to get tired of your bullshit. Oh, we got tired of your bullshit. Oh, we got tired. And this is why all the good men have left. Because women have conditioned me to become a player. I didn't become a player out of nowhere. I didn't become a player in a vacuum. I became a player because I've realized I get the best treatment from women the less I give them. The more that I don't play their games and the more I have them play my games, the more that I hold frame, the more I don't live in their frame, women treat me better. So what I've realized is that I got to protect my long-term commitment like a woman should protect her virginity. But guess what? They give that away. They just give that away. Men, keep your long-term relationship commitment legs closed. Don't be easily available for a woman. Don't be jumping to her becking, calling, and her becking needs. No, put yourself first, right? Focus on your purpose. Focus on your mission. I'm not saying have no women, but when you have women only once a week. Every time you spend time with a girl, it should be no more than once a week. Maybe twice a week if it's her birthday. Okay? But when you start to get to know a girl, you have to give her as little attention as possible, in a sense. Right? I'm not saying don't text her, don't talk to her. But you can't be in her presence 24/7. She's not going to appreciate it. She's going to take it for granted. She's going to abuse you and make it seem like you're doing less. And I tell this to dudes all the time because they don't believe me. I say, bro, it's easier to juggle a group of women than it is to date one. It's easier to juggle a group of women than it is to date one. Because here's the problem with dating one. She thinks you ain't got no other options. She thinks you ain't got no bitches. When you're juggling bitches, they all know that they got competition. And guess what? Women do better when they feel anxious. They do better when they know you got options. They do better when they know they got to keep their shit, act right? They got to keep their shit together and act right or they're out of there. When a girl knows she's your only option to get laid, to have fun, to spend time with a woman, she will torture you. I'm telling you, bro, she will torture you. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly. You just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
Literally, men are so funny. Like, you could be having a whole breakdown, like a whole thing, and they would just be like, you're gonna be okay. Or like just give you the most logical answer. And I know sometimes like we be wanting them to like, you know, cry with me, you know, like let me get this out and like hug me, or like I don't even know what we be wanting. I think we be wanting like female responses from men. But I mean, I feel like what I'm learning is men are literally meant and built to pacify us in a way that is like a way for us to grow. Like, and I'm learning that's actually what love is. And that's why like your brothers or the men in your life, they give you that constructive criticism that you don't want, because it helps you to grow. And I'm really learning, like, that's what love is. You want your partner to be your backbone, and not just somebody who's gonna like, you know, kiss you and hug you and love on you, but like also pour into you in a way it forces you to grow. Like, y'all, my brothers, they be like, girl, suck it up. Here's the solution, you know. And I love my friends because they're always giving solutions. Men are they're just full of solutions. So if you around men and they not giving you solutions to your problems, they're not pacifying your distress, there's no reason.
So here's a woman that gets it. And some women get it. We're not here to be your female tampons. No, we're not. We're not. Okay, we're here to pacify you. And she said it the best. She says, I don't know what I even want from men. She wants us to be just like her female friends. It ain't gonna happen. Y'all want us to cry with you? What? No. You want what you see. I always say this, like, women need to understand dealing with men is like shopping for cars. You gotta choose what exists. Y'all could be brainstorming in your mind and creating in your mind, oh, I want a car that could do this, do this, do that, do that, do that. It don't matter what you brainstorm. Just look to see what's there. And when you look to see what's on the marketplace, a lot of men that you will find attractive are stoic, right? They got their emotions in check. Okay, they don't go up and down with their feelings like you do. They're not bipolar. Okay, they're not constantly in a manic, depressing kind of state. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're down, and they could be minutes apart from each other. This is what women go through, and y'all need us to level set you off. You need us to do that. So I like when a woman sees that. Maybe she grew up with her father. Maybe she understands. But I've been coming to find out there's some crazy women that have their fathers. Because a weak father is just as bad as no father. You know, so you want a woman to have the father, but you want a woman that has a good father. Father will check her, put her in her place. Because if her father won't check her, no man will be able to check her. That's going to be her mentality. Oh, my dad never talked to me this way. Therefore, no one can talk to me this way. But if her dad did talk to her that way, then you can. So make sure she got a good father. But when I think about this in my mind, I think to myself that so many people, what they want from the marketplace is they want either, if a woman wants a woman and a man wants a man. Here's an example. Women want a man who's going to cry on their shoulders and cry with them and hold them and be sobby and so emotional. But the reality of it is you won't find a man like that attractive. You're hoping that a masculine man could cry with you, but you don't understand he wouldn't be masculine if he would cry with you. Same thing as men. Men, we want feminine women, but we want women that are logical. Why? A logical woman is essentially a man. Okay? She takes all the fun out of it. You don't want someone that's identical to you. That would just be duplication. You want someone in a way that's your polar opposite. That way you can be complementary. You guys could balance each other out. You got to think about that. So yeah, men, if you want some logic, holla at your boys. Okay? But if you want that comfort, that emotion, that unconditional love, get with your girl and understand the difference. Don't expect your girls to be like your boys. Don't expect your boys to be like your girls. Which, by the way, I hope you're not expecting your boys to be like your girls. That's weird. Anyway, I thought this is a very interesting story. We're going to break this down because she kind of rambles around about this, but I think it's very telling to see the state of dating right now in modern times. And if it's happening to Asian women, everybody's in trouble. Take a look.
I just had a man who owns a home in Orange County almost have me split a bill of $24 or so on a first date. Let's get into it. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to begin. So this guy, at first I was like, WTF, but we ended up having like really good conversation after, because I just was straight up and was like, yeah, you're not getting a second date. And then after that, like, conversation became very candid, and it actually was like just like a very intriguing conversation. But here's what happened. So first I show up and he sends me a location where I think we're gonna go to this cafe and we're gonna get food or like a dessert or something. Like, it's the location of a cafe. I pull up and he goes, let's go for a walk. So we're in this downtown area. I was like, whatever, let's just do this. So we're going for a walk. And then he basically has no plan. And then afterwards he was like, well, I already ate dinner. Mind you, it is 6/7, like dinner hour. So clearly I have not eaten, because I was like, well, we're going on a date, and he sent me a location to a place with food. So I thought we were going to eat. He's like, oh, well, I already ate. And in my head, I was like, that's fine. Like, I'm just going to end this date and then I'm going to take myself out to eat. No biggie. There's plenty of restaurants here. I'm going to get myself dinner. Anyways, then he goes, oh, well, you're hungry, right? And I was like, yeah, I could eat. So then we end up going somewhere and he's like, I'm not going to eat anything, but you eat. So I get a burger and he gets fries. No issues there. The food comes. This man is like eating his fries so soon, and like my food's not even here yet. So I'm just like watching him eat his fries as I'm waiting for my food. And he's like, oh, do you not want fries? And I was like, well, I do, but I would prefer to eat it with my burger. So it's all good. So then we're like chit-chatting, and he's telling me, he keeps bringing up the fact that like Asian women like white guys. And he keeps saying that I must have dated a lot of white guys. I have not seriously dated any white man in my life. I have no issues with them, just have not been compatible with any so far. So I'm like, okay, this guy's very interesting.
This girl's doing a pretty run on, all right? But clearly her date's not going well. She already knows no second date. She already knows that, no second date. Now think about this, right? This man owns a house, right? She's clearly attracted to him. If she wasn't attracted to him, she wouldn't be on a date with him. However, she doesn't want to contribute any money to the date, even though she's the one that got the burger and he only got the fries. She feels like he should pay for everything, even though she's the one that only really ate. So he's willing to just pay for his part. What's wrong with that? And so many girls, let me tell you something. This is what I've realized with women. So many girls have impossibly high standards. Here's a man that has a house. You're attracted to him, and you're upset because he didn't pay the entire bill. Make it make sense. The problem with women is that they always think they can get better. So not only does she find another man who's just as attractive as she's just as attractive to, who probably owns a house, but he'll also pay for the bill, and he'll also do all the other things she wants. Ladies, this doesn't work that way. You got to take the good with the bad. Okay? Imagine this as men. Imagine this: if we go on a date with a girl, right, and the slightest thing she does wrong, we say, oh, nope. No second date. Oh, she wore makeup today. I like girls that are barefaced. No second date. Oh, she got a crunchy ass weave on. No second date. Oh, her breath stink. No second date. Oh, she's kind of out of shape. She got a little bit of a gut. No second date. There would be no second dates for anybody. See, men, we're willing to give a little and take a little as well. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm give and take. You can't have anything perfect. Listen, I like women who are very attractive, very fit, and very well behaved. It's just hard to find that in all women. It's hard to find a woman that has all these things together. For a woman who's very attractive, oftentimes she's not well behaved. If a woman's very well behaved, oftentimes she's not attractive. These are the dichotomies of these characteristics. Sometimes they seem mutually exclusive. You just can't get them together for some reason. So I look at that as that I say to myself, like, here's a woman who clearly thinks, even though she's been failing at dating this entire time, that's why she got online and tried to tell you her story, and story time. She just knows in her mind there's a better man out there, but I've showed you for a countless amount of women, oftentimes there is no better man. You got to select what's out there, okay? If you want something better, you might have to compromise one way or another. Maybe you got to accept the fact that you got to share him. He wants other girls. Maybe you got to accept the fact that he's much older. He can't be the guy that you want at your age, your attraction level, got the money that you want him to have, got the job you want to have, and also pay all the bills. It doesn't work that way. But let's continue in our story.
And then later, later the bill comes, and because he only got fries and I got a burger, and I also knew there's not going to be a second date, I was like, oh, do you want me to get some of that? But I didn't tell him there wasn't going to be a second date yet. So I was just like, oh, like, do you want me to get some of that? And he was like, yeah, if you want to split it, it's up to you. And I take a look at the bill, and it's like $24. And I was like, I mean, yeah, if you want to split $24. So then I was like, well, I hope they take Apple Pay because I don't have my wallet on me. He's like, I don't have my wallet on me either. And I'm like, okay. And then later he's like, okay, I'm going to go up and pay the bill. And I was like, okay, I'll come with you. And he's like, no, it's fine. I got it. So he actually did end up paying the bill. And then as we're like leaving the place, I'm used to guys opening my door. So I'm standing there and he's not opening the door. And then the server happened to be on the outside and opened the door. And I thought that was hilarious. And then he was telling me how he really likes Asian women. And I said, why? And he said, because Asian women are very feminine and like all these things. So I'm like, okay, interesting. But then later as we're walking back to the car, we're somehow getting on the conversation of kids. And he was like, asking me how many kids I want, and I told him, and I was like, what about you? And he's like, oh, unsure. And I was like, unsure, like you don't want kids, or you know, what do you mean? And then he was like, yeah, I may not want kids for another basically like 7 years or so. So I told him straight off the bat, because he had asked me earlier whether or not I think we'd have a second date. I was like, well, there's your answer. Nothing against you, but I don't want to wait 7 more years to have kids, so I don't think we're compatible, therefore we don't need to go on a second date. And then after I said that, that's when we started having like very candid conversations. Like we talked about like the male loneliness epidemic. I asked his thoughts on it. It was very interesting that like he wants a feminine woman, yet he didn't want to pay the bill. I mean, he ended up doing it, but like, you know, wasn't really going to pay the bill, didn't really have a plan for the date, and also doesn't open doors or like doesn't really do anything.
Does this come off like a very intelligent, intuitive woman? She just seems like an airhead. Like all she's doing is recalling the story to us. Where's the story in this? And that's kind of why I want to share this, because it's like women make something out of nothing. There's no story here. Okay, you don't want to go on a second date with him because he wouldn't pay a $24 bill, but wait, he paid a $24 bill. And now it's because he doesn't want to have kids for the next 7 years, and you want to have kids within the 7 years. You're looking for somebody that does not exist. Like I said, it's like shopping for a car. You might want a car that is luxurious, a big SUV, you know what I'm saying? Good on gas, you know what I'm saying? And also very affordable. That doesn't exist. You don't get luxury, right? What they say? You can want something that's cheap, fast, or good, but you can't get something that's all three. Get 2 of the 3. So if it's good and cheap, or good and fast, but it can't be good, cheap, and fast. And that's exactly what people want. They want all these things that you can't find together. Here's another example of that. And this woman, to me, is not that feminine. She's a feminist, and there's a difference. But I won't go into that. You guys know exactly what that is. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.